Welcome to Hoover Small Business Alliance podcast. I'm Tracy Fox, and today you're going to hear best sales tips for small businesses in 2025. Our host is Paul DeMarco, former Alabama State Representative, and our sponsor is Total Sales Solutions. Enjoy this great information.
This morning we're with Fred Smith from Vulcan Termite and Pest Control Inc. And as we get into 2025, we're going to start off by asking, Fred, tell us your best 3 sales tips as we get into the new year.
Well, I think to be in sales at all, you've got to be customer oriented, customer centric. There's so many opportunities to talk to people and to see people, but you've got to take care of your customers for one, and that shows from those customers reaching out to other people. So we work very hard to be taking care of our folks and taking care of the old business to get into the new business. So we've got to do that. We've got to be consistent. We just had a good meeting about talking about education and educating our kids and educating our people. But we want to educate our customers. And when we educate our customers and tell them what we're going to be doing at their house and taking care of their termite situations or their pest control situations, they don't know. The customers typically don't know. Some of them do, and I'm afraid to say sometimes they're smarter than we are. But our opportunity is to educate those customers and to do that. The next thing that I think is very important, and I see it so much, and it's sort of an odd one, is be on time. When you're selling business, when you're talking to people, when you're going to meetings, when you're doing those type of things, be on time. I can't tell you the number of customers that I've had that have come back and said, "I'm surprised you showed up at 1 o'clock when you said you were going to." So nobody else showed up, or they were just doing their own thing. So those 3 things I think are the big parts that I look at, and then don't be negative towards anybody else. Be positive as much as you can be positive in your whole life for one, but in business be positive. Don't talk about another company. You don't want to burn bridges because people go everywhere.
Those are great tips as we start off the new year. Fred, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
I've got Jessica Daviston, local realtor here in Hoover, to talk about her best tips for 2025, her best sales tips, that is. Jessica, what's your first tip?
I have several, Paul, but 3 of my favorites. One is be a huge resource of value to your clients. I sell houses, so when my clients think about real estate, I want them to think about me first.
Doesn't matter what you're selling.
No matter what field you're in, what you're selling, what your service is, make sure they are thinking about you first. Always bring value.
Perfect. What's number 2?
Number 2, I would say keep in touch with your clients. Reach out to them, send the emails. Let them know that you really appreciate them because they are your business.
Absolutely. And what's your final tip for the day?
Final tip, be yourself, be genuine. Don't be fake. I think people can see through fake. Like they say, your vibe attracts your tribe, and people like working with people they like. Be yourself.
Those are 3 great sales tips. Thanks you, Jessica, for being with us today. And today, we're with Ken Harden with Armor Safe Storage. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you for being with us today. We go through a lot of topics with the Hoover Small Business Alliance, but today we want to talk about sales. And you've been in the sales world for a long time, and so I know you've got some great tips for us on how to make that sale. Tell us what's on your mind first.
Well, there are many tips, but 3 that I thought of today is that, first of all, I need to be an excellent listener, gathering all the facts which will enable me present the best possible solution to a client.
Absolutely. What's next?
I want to provide the prospective customer with truthful, detailed information that helps them work through the process of making a decision to choose to become a client of mine.
That is great advice. Then what's your final tip today?
I always want to be punctual. With today's electronics, there's no excuse for not keeping an appointment. You can always email, text, make a cell phone call, explain why you're either needing to delay the appointment or reschedule the appointment. But number 1, always stay in touch, be considerate of the prospect's time.
That's great tips, and all of them are doable. So thank you for being with us today. Those were some great tips.
That was some great information. and look out for our next podcast. And thank you again to our sponsor, Total Sales Solutions.